Hey there, you guys. Thanks for joining me this morning. We are going to get to moving this morning. It is once again a very chilly morning here in North Carolina, and we are going to try to warm our bodies up. Today, we are going to begin in a standing position. We call this Tadasana, also known as mountain pose. So go ahead and come onto your mat. Go ahead and start by grounding your feet firmly into your mat. Make sure you can feel all four corners of your feet firmly planted into the ground. A really good way to make sure that we're doing this is to lift our toes up and feel those corners, and then slowly put them down, starting with your pinky toes and working your way over to the big toe. And now you should feel pretty firmly planted. If you feel confident enough, go ahead and close your eyes here and take a few deep breaths, making sure that your chest is lifted, your head is lifted towards the ceiling. You try to grow maybe half an inch taller here. Make sure your pelvis bones are in a neutral position. Slight smile on your face. Way to show up today. Mountain pose is such a good grounding posture. Anytime that you feel that your thoughts are racy and you can't get out of your head, I challenge you to go outside, take your shoes off, plant your feet into the ground, and just let some of that unfocused energy leave and go back to the ground. We call this earthing. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring your arms overhead. We're going to grab our left wrist with our right hand and slightly bend to the side, pushing that left hip out just a little bit, keeping that neutral tilt in the pelvis. Chest is lifted. We are side bending all through that left side. Remembering to smile and breathe while we're in this position. Inhale back to center. And over to the other side. Left hand grabs right wrist. Slight bend, side body stretch, all down the right side. Inhale back to center. We're going to go ahead and take some classic knocking on heaven's door. This was one of the very first things I did in yoga, and I thought that Miss Adrienne had lost all of her brain cells at this point. So we're going to just start by swaying right to left. We're going to leave our feet firmly planted into the ground where they are, and we're just going to go left to right. Once you start getting your momentum up, your hands should start kind of bouncing off of your legs. And we can just go ahead and have some playful fun here. Bend the knees. Go ahead. Get into this. You are doing this at home alone. I am doing this for the whole world to see. So I hope that you are thoroughly enjoying this. Adrienne calls this knocking on heaven's door, which always makes me want to sing, because we're knocking on heaven's door. Not really though. This made me sore. And I woke up the next day and I was like, oh, well, maybe that yoga did something for me. I'll go ahead and try it again this morning. I don't remember what craziness I did on day 2, but this definitely was my introduction to yoga. Okay, go ahead and stop your swinging there. We're going to do some shoulder stretches. So we're going to take our left arm across our body and pull with our right hand. Just kind of pull with that shoulder. Left hand is actually actively reaching towards the right. Breathe here. We're going to take this, lift it up overhead, behind our head. Grab the elbow. Slight pull here. And release. Other side. So now we have our right arm going across our body towards the left. Left hand slightly pulling. Yeah, go ahead and bring that arm around top over your head. That right arm can drop down your back. Go ahead and release that. Go ahead and come to the top of your mat. We're going to forward fold here. Find ragdoll. Or if you'd like, you can put your hands on the ground and find some complete stillness here, whichever feels better for you today. I feel like the colder weather always makes me a little tighter. I have to be a little gentler with myself in the winter months. Remembering to breathe here. No breath holding in forward folds. Your next inhale, bring you up, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to plank. We're going to do our modified chaturanga, so drop the knees, drop the chest and the chin, slide through cobra, and exhale into child's pose. Child's pose. I know all of y'all love this one. Go ahead and inhale, back up. Tuck those toes, downward dog, and walk that dog out. First down dog of the day. Pressing firmly through both shoulders. Heels towards the ground. Sits bones pointed towards the sky. On your next inhale, go ahead and walk to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Arms overhead, hands through heart center. And again, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank position. This time we'll do full chaturanga. I'll go ahead and put my hair up. This time we'll do full chaturanga. So bend at the elbows, lower, halfway, lift up, upward facing dog, toes tucked or untucked, whichever feels better for you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk to the top of the mat. Half lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. I feel the heat building up. I'm hopeful that you are feeling the heat building up as well. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, slice through that sky, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to plank. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, meeting me back in a downward facing dog. Breathe here. Go ahead and take 3 deep breaths here. On your next inhale, sweep the right leg up, 3-legged dog, square hips. Equal pushing through the shoulders. Inhale, come forward, step through. We're going to come up for a high lunge. Arms overhead. You can go and cactus those arms, slight back bend, chest lifted, big smile. We are opening our hearts. You can go ahead and say it. I am love and I am loving. I am loved and I am loving. Breathe. Inhale, frame the foot, step back to downward dog. On your next inhale, lift the left leg up, square hips. Bring it through between the hands and rise up. High lunge. We're going to take the same option here for the cactus arms. Chest is lifted up. We are smiling here. This is not an easy position, but we are going to make the best of it today. Happily working our bodies, building up strength. Yes, it's exactly why we're here today. Breathe, expand, no collapsing allowed. And frame the foot, step back down dog. Way to go, guys. Very good job, very good job. Roll forward, land on your knees. So we're going to be on a kneeling position, but more standing kneeling. We're going to do a camel. So go ahead and put your hands on your back, pointed up. This is going to offer you some stability. So while you're actively pressing forward with your hands, your chest is lifted and your gaze is towards the ceiling. And breathe here. Do not collapse here. We are wanting to be expansive. Our heart radiating forward. You can go ahead and, say it again. I am loved. And I am loving. Inhale back up. This time, we're going to do my favorite, which is dancing camel. So the right hand's going to find the right heel. And our left hand's going to go back. We're trying to maintain this chest lift. And to come around to the other side, our left hand will swing over our face in front of our body, finding the left heel. Now our right arm will swing around our body and come up. And we're going to dance this camel now. So go over to the right. Breathing. And over to the left. One more time, over to the right. And again, over to the left. Breathe, y'all. So nice. Okay, we're going to mermaid those legs around. Come around to put your sits bones on the mat. You can go ahead and lay back. Self-hug here. Hug those knees into the chest. Yes. Thank you. You showed up. We are through the hardest part. Way to be here for yourself. Okay, go ahead and plant. We're not done. I said the hard part was over. Plant those feet down. We're going into bridge. Make sure that your fingers can touch your heels. For the first bridge, I want you to focus on just tilting your pelvis forwards. So we're not necessarily going into a deep bend here. We're literally just going to tilt the pelvis and raise it. So that will look like this. I am just tilting my pelvis towards the sky. Hey, Yoda. Everyone, that's Yoda. I'm sure he will join in many videos. Okay, exhale, back down to the ground. For our next bridge, you have the option of going into full bridge. Inhale up. And if you want, you can interlace your fingers, tuck those shoulders under your chest, remembering to breathe. Pelvis is lifted, glutes are engaged, smile is present. Exhale, back down, hug those knees in. You can drop those feet back down, windshield wiper. Always feels good after doing some back bending and chest opening stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and get some twist on. So let's grab our right knee in, left leg goes down. Turn that right leg towards the left, right arm falls out. Both of your shoulders should be on the ground. Gaze is towards your right hand. Okay, other side. Left leg comes up, right leg drops down. And we pull that left leg towards the right side. Gaze is towards the left hand. Both shoulders on the ground. Breathing here. Settling in. Way to show up for yourself. Back to center. One more big hug. Way to go. You can go ahead and find your Shavasana. Legs out long, arms out wide, smile on the face, close the eyes. You're a rock star. Way to go. You just made it through that flow. I know, the hardest part is always just showing up, and you did that. And for that, you definitely got the badge of the rock star. Way to go. Just lay here and let your practice steep inside of you, like brewing up tea. We just brewed up all of that movement, and now we need to absorb that. You have the option to stay here as long as you need. I'm going to go ahead and end our practice today. Thank you so much for coming here and flowing with me today. Namaste.